Okay, so it's 6:59 currently at the time of this recording. I just finished watching the Spurs versus the Suns, and I gotta say, Victor Wembanyama is one of the best prospects I've ever seen. I know coming in, for a lot of people, they didn't know if the frame was going to be that. He's going to be a legend in the NBA. And I know that we're super early into the season, so like the numbers might not matter, whatever. But I want to give him his flowers because it feels like, from my perspective, that if he was struggling at a bigger rate, that would be the talk of the town. That would be the focus of what we're talking about. But instead of that, you're seeing him shine. I mean, he drops 38 points versus the Phoenix Suns. 10 points in the fourth quarter, 3 of 6 from the 3-point line, a block. Like he has been sensational. He's been all over the place. And it brings me back to what I thought of him when I was watching him. Because for me, I'm a basketball head. So I was watching Victor play for Mets 92 overseas with Bilal. And it's like, the things that he does on a basketball court, a lot of people are going to focus on the offense. Like, ooh, can he be a 7'4" Kevin Durant? I think that's a great upside there. But the defense is really what drew me in for him. It's like imagining if Kevin Durant and Gobert had a hybrid who could do, take from both styles, basically. Now, in terms of the Kevin Durant comparison, which he'll never escape, I don't think it's quite Kevin Durant because his ball handling to get to his spots isn't entirely there. But you're seeing in the early stages of his career, the shot making on the move can be there. The moving threes versus OKC in preseason. Even some of the post spins that he had tonight versus the Suns. I mean, it's just special what we're watching. And I just haven't seen anyone do it quite like this. A lot of people had him coming in saying, oh, well, he did this overseas. It's not the NBA. We got to see how he does against grown men. Oh, grown men, gifted. We got to see how Victor performs against grown men. He dropped 38 points against grown men in the NBA, where he's just so tall. The lob radius is ridiculous. And his teammates are still adjusting to having him on the basketball floor and giving him the ball in certain spots. And before, we hard focus on him, I gotta say, the team he went to in the San Antonio Spurs is so phenomenal for his fit because they're a defensive minded team first. The ball movement from the Spurs was spectacular in this game. I mean, they hit 8 threes in the first quarter, but a lot of it was just good ball movement and good shots. Like, they took excellent A+ shots. And once he gets rolling in that type of system where he's running up and down the court and they're finding him on quick cuts, that is how he's going to get to 20 points per game. And initially I came in thinking, okay, let's calm down. It's going to be a long season. He still has to adjust to foul problems, things of that nature. But he's still finding ways to impact the game where he can play in the fourth quarter despite missing a ton of time and still give you a quick 10 points his own way with free throws, mid ranges, post spins, and wide open threes. And the mismatch problem he's going to give people on a night-to-night basis. Keep in mind, this is a 19-year-old kid we're talking about in Victor, who's already playing at this level where I can confidently say defensively, he's probably a top 25 player in the league already. Shoot, I might be lowballing it, but that's really how high I am on what he can do to completely shift the court with how he's contesting 3-point shooters, how he's being able to recover at the rim, even if he's getting beat. And he's going off of instinct. This is not a seasoned veteran who's been in the league multiple seasons. This is his rookie year. And he's playing like this. I mean, it feels like he's going to be a all-star. I think he will 100% get the fan vote. We've just never seen anything like him in the sport. And it's crazy what we're seeing basketball trend towards. And I kept saying this in multiple videos. The league is going to a direction where size and skill is the premium. Size and skill and versatility is where the league is headed. Nikola Jokic, once again, won the MVP. Won the championship. The size and positional versatility that he brings with his passing game, that's where it's going. But for Victor, it's a whole different bag because you're talking about a two-way player at 7'4", 7'5", who isn't even fully developed in terms of his like grown man body just yet. He's only 19. Once he gets stronger, it's going to be very difficult to deal with him even more. But the fact that he's at this frame and the confidence, like what a lot of people don't talk about beyond just the physical profile of Victor, is his mentality and his mindset. If you're watching this Spurs game all the way through and through, in the fourth quarter when they needed the most, Victor was not backing down. He was not going missing. He was there for the big shots. He wasn't afraid to make or miss those shots. And he was so engaged in the flow of the game on both ends. The block on Nurkic, like it's just special stuff that we're seeing Victor do consistently on a night in, night out basis. And again, it's early. And I know that some rookies don't peak at the beginning and they pick it up at the end, or some pick it up at the beginning and fall off at the end. For Victor to be playing like this, I think you have to give a lot of credit to the Spurs coaching staff. I think they realized that he's going to take some time to develop a real NBA handle. He's turned the ball over a lot, like 4 to 5 times to start the year. I think these things are going to get better for him as the season goes on, as he gets more used to NBA preparation, tighten up his handle better, especially for post-trade deadline near All-Star break. That's where you're going to see Victor, I think, play his best basketball instead of his worst. And I think for Victor, that's locking up the Spurs as a team that can be competitive. Now, do I think the Spurs team makes the play-in off of like 2 weeks of basketball? No, because I've seen the Spurs be super great. But in terms of Victor individually, the roadmap to him being a great player, the roadmap to him being a franchise player for the Spurs and leading this team to multiple playoff wins, he is exactly where he needs to be. And the team as a whole, game by game, is getting better at processing. I think putting Sohan at the point guard spot is so intriguing because it shows you that the direction of what they're trying to go for is to bring back the all defensive minded Spurs. But having Sohan at his size, not a small point guard, not a natural playmaker, but definitely building it up, you see their idea and vision of having length and size at pretty much every single position. And even with Vassell, his 3-point shooting and how he's a dog in terms of getting his shot off at the right spots and taking pressure off of Wemby offensively, these things just fit like a glove. I can't wait to see the development of this Spurs team. Keldon as an athlete, how he won them their last game versus the Suns with that crazy tip in. I mean, these are things we're going to see on a night in to night out basis. And I'm just happy to, have the privilege to watch it. I mean, this season, beyond Wemby and beyond the Spurs, basketball has been at an absolute premium. And that's why I haven't been as consistent as I want to be with these uploads, because I'm literally just sitting here watching basketball, y'all. Like, I'm not in it to just, try to make a quick buck. I actually just want to dissect and talk about the game. And what I'm watching from every team, people are just getting to it up and down. The offense is the highest it's ever been right now to me. Like, guys are playing at a super duper high level. And for Victor, this is a Spurs team that a lot of people had at the bottom of the conference. Like, they didn't know what the Spurs are going to be. And they're already playing at a level to where, okay, they might not be a great team in terms of wins and losses, but they can absolutely fight to make the play-in. They absolutely can. That's not a crazy thing for them to say. And hey, the way Victor has been playing, if he's able to put himself in that position, I trust him mentally as a leader and as a competitor, wanting to put his team in that position to potentially make the playoffs out the play-in. I don't think that's a crazy goal for the Spurs to have. This to me shouldn't be a season where they tank horrendously trying to get a high pick. I think this is a developmental year to see who your core is moving forward with Wemby. And then if you get a high draft pick anyway because of that, because the West is so loaded, I think that makes a ton of sense. But that game was crazy. I can't wait to see what Victor continues to do in the NBA. I really wanted to put this video out because I haven't uploaded in quite some time. And that game was just a game that I will never forget. 38 points for Victor in this game versus the Suns after Devin Booker comes back and gives you 31. I mean, Booker and KD were great in this game and it didn't matter because the Spurs as a team outperformed the Suns team. And then Victor was the guy that raised his floor to make sure that they could win. It was a special game. So that's all I got for you today. Gotta head to work in like an hour, so I'll catch you guys. Appreciate all the support, and we'll be back. I'm gonna stop promising things because a lot of things are happening, but things are coming. So have confidence and faith in me with that. I will deliver. But peace out, people. Have a good one.